Many kids make their parents check under the bed for monsters, scared that when they turn off the lights, the green glowing eyes will escape from their closets. But for me, I wasn't just fighting my monsters at night. I was fighting them throughout my daily life too. They followed me to park, to school, and hanging out with friends, sticking to me like a parasite. But my monster didn't have big green glowing eyes or big scary teeth. Instead, it had a number 3 for ears and an upside down 7 for a nose. I started PACE in pre-first, but I always felt like I was the black sheep, that I was never as smart as my classmates. I felt like I was so dumb when I couldn't figure out the addition or subtraction equation, or why the words in the book never made sense to me. I could never do mental math. No matter how easy or hard the problem was, I always needed to count on my fingers. My classmates quickly seemed to grasp what 5 plus 3 was, but I needed my 10 fingers to figure it out. I slowly counted each number out, and I felt like my entire class was looking at me. I felt like I was on display, and I felt like I didn't belong. Miss Guzman, my 2nd grade teacher, taught me a trick that ultimately changed my life. For example, if you have an equation such as 5 plus 3 or even 5 minus 3, what you do is you take the lowest number and you count the ends. So 5, 6, 7, 8, and for subtraction, 5, 4, 3, 2. This allowed me to utilize what I was doing on my fingers, but now to transport it onto my paper, so that my classmates didn't see me count out on my fingers and didn't make me feel like I was on display. I'll never forget the moment last fall when Mr. Callahan, the director of the Academic Resource Center here at PACE, approached me and asked me if I wanted to be a part of the lower school instructional aid program. This was a program that I recently started here at PACE to mentor and tutor our lower school students in math. When he said my name and tutor kids in math, I thought that he did not have the right person, as I'm not the strongest student. Literally ask anyone. But every Tuesday and Thursday mornings, I was amazed by Kinsey Frett and Jack Shirley's ability and desire to learn. They taught me the most inspiring questions. For example, last year, Jack and Kinsey were going through their normal worksheets when Jack came to a stop. He asked me if I could help him with an addition problem. As I began to explain it, I noticed that he started counting on his fingers. And I remembered the same position that I was in, trying to balance the numbers on my fingers and in my head. So I began to explain the same trick that I had learned from Ms. Guzman almost 8 years ago, and it was so beyond rewarding. My mom always told me that I'm an out-of-box thinker, that my math skills or reading skills never really mattered when it came to the real world or define me as a person. But, like many teenagers, I didn't believe or listen to her. I just knew that I needed to become the best academic student that I could be and push myself as hard as I could to have a successful future. I did this by finding resources that would ultimately prove how wrong this thinking was. The upper school ARC here at PACE was the place that I figured out it's okay to talk out loud during a test, or it's okay to bounce your ideas off of somebody before writing an assignment or an essay. The ARC, more specifically Ms. Pence, taught me the benefits of a creative mind. She showed me my true ability and power, that it's okay that I don't learn like my peers, but I can still have a successful future. If I'd let the fear of dyslexia get in the way of this moment, I would never have met Kinsey and Jack, who ultimately showed me my true character I am today. They were and are my teachers. They led me through the mazes of their mind, teaching me new fancy ways of addition and subtraction and grouping numbers. A lot of people put emphasis on children are our future, and I used to think that was kind of a corny saying, but if there's people like Kinsey and Jack running the future, I can't wait to see what it holds. So, many of you are probably asking yourselves, why am I up here speaking? Why am I up here talking about monsters that live under your bed and adding and subtracting numbers? I am up here because I'm trying to encourage my classmates and my teachers to consider putting down the magnifying glass. Stop looking at the minuscule faults and details that make up our human anatomy, but instead, look how we turn those faults into our masterpieces. A well-known artist, Leonardo da Vinci, is known for the Mona Lisa and the Last Supper. Many people only see his master creations, but few people know that those creations came from a mind of a dyslexic, and his precise attention to detail and creativity came from a dyslexic man. There are so many more dyslexic people who hold this hidden superpower, or as the author of David and Goliath, Malcolm Gladwell states, a desirable difference. So, I'm here. So, I hold creativity close to my heart. So my mom was right. I am an out-of-box thinker. I will never score highest on the ACT or SAT or even be valedictorian, but I will be able to do things like this. I have a unique story to share with the world, and I'm here to tell you that if you have a disadvantage, look on the bright side. Find ways to make yourself unique from others, because our perceived failures are really just ways of us to slay the monsters of self-doubt that live within us and to recognize our true beauty and genius. And that is something that my wonderful teachers here at Pace, Kinsey and Jack, and of course my parents teach me every day. Thank you.